Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. Have you ever heard on the word Big Apple? Does Big Apple mean something? Is it a dessert or something else? Before I go any further, let me introduce myself. My name is ADAWIYAH BINTI RIZUAN. Right now, I'm studying in SMK Pengkalan Lebaiman and I am in Form 4. For your information, Big Apple is a nickname for a New York City, and today I would like to review a book that had become a motivation for myself. It is none other than The Kid from the Big Apple. This novel had been written by a group of friends who are Vicky Chong, Alexander Goh, and Sona Ghost. In addition, they love books like me. That was why I was attracted with this novel. Furthermore, the novel was published by one of the famous publishers in Malaysia, Alaf 21. This novel had 192 pages. There are three main characters in this novel: Sarah, her grandfather Lin, and mother Sophia. The story is a journey of an 11-year-old girl named Sarah, who reluctantly moved to Malaysia to stay with her grandfather, whom she had never met before, as her mother had to visit China to solve work problems. Firstly, Sarah refused to adapt to her grandfather's traditional Chinese cultural practice, and Sarah felt isolated and lonely in the strange new place. Living in one of the group apartments with her grandfather, Sifulin, and neighbors made Sarah become more uncomfortable. To a youngster like Sarah, who grew up in the Big Apple since birth, Malaysia seems to have its worst nightmare come true. Sarah feels isolated and lonely in the strange new place. Sarah can bear the thing in Malaysia, for example, the language used by her grandfather and the smell of the place where she lived. But she hides her insecurities under a veil of courage and treats her new neighbor as if they were really under it. The influence of a group of friendly neighbors of her age, Bo, June, and Hero, finally opens Sarah's heart to the strange she finds around her. As a teenager, I think the cover page plays an important role in the novel. The use of the colors really helps to highlight the title, and the work for the cover design is seriously handled by a publisher. It is very attractive and catches one eye straight away when looking at the novel. Moreover, there are a few black and white pictures of Sarah, her grandfather, and mother being added in the novel. Besides, the language used in this novel is very simple and easy to understand. The daily language is used in order to attract readers to read a book. I strongly believe that a person who with poor command of English also will be able to read the novel easily. Other than that, I love structure of the story. It flows naturally until we do not know when we end our reading. The plot of the story shows a lot of significant love between a grandfather toward a granddaughter. It makes us easier to understand each plot of story, and I guarantee that you will fall in love with the most of the characters. Moreover, it is clearly shown that the culture plays an important role in our life. It's introduced two cultures such as Chinese and Western, where Lin represents the Chinese culture, meanwhile Sarah represents the Western culture. The Chinese culture that had been portrayed in this novel are Spring Festival, traditional, Chinese medicine, herbs, and food. Next, there are many positive values that vibes that I got while reading this novel. When Sarah met Bao, June, and Hero, their friendship grows bigger. Sarah's characteristic really impressed me a lot. Especially, she is caring, kind, and loved towards her grandfather. The theme of the family relationship is clearly shown throughout the novel. As a family person, I really admire the character of Sarah. Other than that, I really enjoyed the humors that had been injected in this novel. It happened when Sarah's grandfather turned to Abao, a neighbor who claims to speak English, and translate his instruction in Chinese and Cantonese to Sarah. It's really creates laughter. The second incident, when most of the neighborhood called Sarah as Salah because most of the Chinese could not pronounce the R friendly. As we know, most of the Chinese could not pronounce the word R correctly. There are many positive messages and values that you can learn when reading this novel. Before I end my review, I will highly recommend this novel to all the teenagers out there. Please make sure that you grab this novel and start to read it because it filled good messages for all age. I guarantee that you will fall in love with the characters and learn that there is no such thing that is more valuable than being with your family. With that, I end my review.